And not only have we not won championships, we barely had playoff experience. So that was a glaring thing that we...
So, this is how it begins. Not with a buzzer beater, not with a viral highlight looping endlessly across social media, but with a seismic shift. Moments so bold, so unexpected, that it stopped the sports world mid-breath. Because Michael Jordan. Yes. That Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, just made a move that no one saw coming. Not the insiders, not the analysts, or not even the WNBA itself. A move that didn't whisper of change, but roared. He offered Caitlin Clark her own WNBA team. Let that sink in. Not a sponsorship, not a mentorship, not an endorsement. Ownership Michael Jordan, the six-time NBA champion, turned billionaire mogul, extended an offer to the most electrifying name in women's basketball. And it wasn't just an invitation to sit at the table.
This league operates, and we played I played the last game of the college season. I played the first pre.
It was an invitation to build her own, to become the face of something entirely new, to make history not by playing the game, but by owning it. The implications, limitless. This wasn't a stunt. This was strategy. The kind of strategy only someone like Jordan could envision. Someone who's already bent the fabric of sports, business, and pop culture to his will. When Jordan moves, people watch. When Jordan speaks, markets shift. But when Jordan bets on, a rookie like Caitlin Clark says, "Let's build an empire together." You don't just listen. You brace for impact, because this could redefine everything we thought we knew about professional sports. Caitlin Clark wasn't just handed a contract, she was handed the keys to a kingdom. And this is more than symbolic, it's a declaration.
And also them for being selfless and wanting to come here and be a part of this. So
It says women's sports aren't a side story anymore. They are the main narrative. And if the WNBA has long lived in the shadow of its older brother, the NBA, then this moment might be the first bright flash of a rising sun. But to understand why this matters, why the sports world just shifted on its axis, you need to understand the man behind the move. Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball, he redefined it. Didn't just dominate the NBA, he transformed it into a global commodity. From the Air Jordan empire to his historic ownership of the Charlotte Hornets, Jordan has proven one thing over and over again: he doesn't follow trends, sets them. He saw something in Caitlin Clark. Not just a shooter, not just a stat machine, but a movement. She's not just talented, she's transcendent.
And I've really only had, at that point, 5 practices, so it'll be a lot of learning on the fly.
In her rookie season, she didn't quietly adjust to the professional stage. She stormed it. With every crossover, every deep three, every game-winning moment, she didn't just raise eyebrows, she raised ceilings. Viewership surged, arenas filled. Merch flew off the shelves.
Yes.
And suddenly, people who had never watched a WNBA game before were tuning in every week for one reason: Caitlin Clark. She wasn't playing the game, she was rewriting the playbook, and Jordan noticed. This isn't just about basketball. This is about brand power, about seismic cultural momentum. Jordan saw in Clark what he once saw in himself: the ability to transcend the game, to become not just an athlete but a global icon, to build a business, a brand, a legacy.
Kind of want from your leader somebody that's going to be selfless, but at the same time, we want to win for her too. She deserves.
And so he made the kind of offer that only comes once in a generation. Not because he had to, but because he believes in what comes next. What comes next could change everything. Now, picture this. Caitlin Clark, not just leading a team, but owning one. Imagine her as a player owner, walking into the same boardrooms that once excluded women, not as a guest, but as a partner. Imagine her name not just on the back of a jersey, but etched into the foundation of a franchise. That's not just power, that's revolution. And it's exactly the kind of revolution Michael Jordan was born to lead. He's done it before. He turned sneakers into a $5 billion empire. He turned his own career into the blueprint for sports marketing. He knows what it means to take a bet on the future and win. And now he's betting on Caitlin Clark, This offer isn't about charity, it's not about optics, it's about legacy.
Watch. But all of them are just here to kind of be that voice for us.
Yeah, proud. Taking everything Jordan has built and planting the seed in the next great disruptor. Caitlin Clark doesn't just move the needle, she is the needle. And when you give someone like that equity, when you give them ownership, you give them authority, you give them a voice that echoes louder than any championship ring. But let's not sugarcoat this. It's uncharted territory. Player ownership in the WNBA, it's unprecedented, but that's what makes it powerful, because every great leap forward begins with one person willing to step where no one else has. Clark could become the face of a new era, one where athletes don't just play, they lead. Where they don't just represent franchises, they build them. And if she succeeds, it won't just change the WNBA, it'll force every sports league to take notice. The NFL, the MLB, even the NBA itself.
Same time, like I said this earlier in my media availability a couple days ago, it's like, I want to win for them.
Because what Caitlin Clark is being offered isn't just a team, it's a future. It's one where the most visible, marketable athletes also hold the keys to the league. One where empowerment isn't a slogan, it's a business model. And in this model, profits align with performance. Impact aligns with influence. And ownership aligns with excellence. It's no secret that professional sports have historically shut women out of the boardroom. But that era may be ending, because when Jordan kicks open a door, it stays open. And when Clark walks through it, she'll be dragging the next generation with her. Think of the message this sends. To every girl shooting hoops in a driveway, to every athlete dreaming bigger than the court, says you don't have to wait your turn. You don't have to beg for a seat. You can own the table.
Whether it's all of you with your job,
And that changes everything. Because this isn't just about Caitlin Clark or Michael Jordan. It's about dismantling the barriers that have long kept female athletes locked out of the upper echelons of power. It's about flipping the narrative from players being products to being partners. And you better believe the league is watching. The WNBA, still growing, still fighting for visibility, now finds itself at a crossroads. Because if it embraces this model, if it evolves to include its stars as stakeholders, it could become the most progressive, dynamic league in all of sports. But if it resists, if it clings to outdated structures and gatekeeping mentalities, it risks getting left behind. Because this train is moving, and it's moving fast. Behind the scenes, brands are already circling. You think Nike is just sitting on the sidelines? Not a chance. The Jordan brand, already synonymous with greatness, is ready to attach itself to Clark's rise like a rocket booster. Talking signature shoes, global campaigns, Netflix. Specials, billboards from Times Square to Tokyo. Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a media empire in the making. And Jordan knows how to scale empires. With Nike backing her and Jordan guiding her, there's no ceiling. Gosh, she could become the most visible female athlete in history. The kind who doesn't just inspire fans, but rewrites the rules of business, marketing, and sports culture itself. And think about the ripple effect. When Clark launches her own team, watch how fast the dominoes fall. Other athletes will follow. Other leagues will adapt. Player empowerment will become the standard, not the exception. And here's the truth. Nobody wants to say out loud this. Scares people. It threatens the old guard. The executives who've built empires on the backs of athletes without ever giving them ownership. The gatekeepers who never imagined a woman, especially a rookie, could hold this kind of power. But that fear, its validation, means the system is being challenged. It means the foundation is cracking. And that's exactly what revolutions do. Already, whispers are turning into strategy meetings. Wall Street investors are tuning in. Front offices are sweating. Because if Clark can be an owner, why not others? Why not A'ja Wilson? Why not Sabrina Ionescu? Why not every future draft pick who refuses to accept less than their worth? And now the conversation shifts. This isn't just about one player or one league. It's about a new model for athlete empowerment. New vision for what professional sports can be when the players hold the pen and at the center of it all. A young woman from Iowa who refused to stay in her lane, Caitlin Clark is about to prove that greatness isn't It's just about how high you jump or how far you shoot. It's about how boldly you lead. Michael Jordan, the man who defined greatness for